Subhanallah bihamdihi subhanallahil azim. Subhanallah bihamdihi subhanallahil azim. Subhanallah bihamdihi subhanallahil نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد.
Hazrat Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhu, he narrates, and this riwayah Imam Bukhari has put into his kitab, he's narrated this in his kitab, it's a sahih hadith. And this hadith, in this hadith, Allah's Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he has such a disease, an illness, a distress, a sorrow, a problem. He has announced a cure, and alongside that he's also explained its reason. So it's such a sickness that has no cure, and it is a very common sickness, and you see this in lots of people, and it's a very dangerous disease with regards to the hereafter and also with regards to the dunya. Now you will have seen that whilst a person sitting down, suddenly his temperament changes. He starts to think about difficulties or problems, worries, suddenly becomes angry, feels like quarreling or fighting, and sometimes he feels like speaking wasteful talk, nonsense talk, and whilst he's praying salah, a nice salah, and then his emotions or feelings suddenly change. He doesn't feel like reading the Quran, reciting the Quran, and the children, whilst they're doing hifz, they want to do hifz. While they're doing hifz, they leave it. They say, "Oh, I don't feel like doing hifz." So these are common experiences in our lives. In the house, everything's fine. Suddenly you're sitting there and the quarreling will start, or argument will start. Afterwards you think, there was no reason for that. And whilst you're sitting down, suddenly you start to get anxious or nervous or distressed. Mentally the strain increases. And he himself doesn't know that what's happening with me. And this is a common, a regular experience of human beings. If you go to the doctor, you go to the amil, a magician, he'll say it's a ghost or a but or some magic that's overtaken you, or a spell, a curse. So this is the common experience in our society. Allah's Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam explained its reason. What is the reason for all of this? Because he was the guide for humanity. He came to guide us, alhamdulillah. But the misfortune of the Ummah is that we have left the education of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We have rejected his sunnahs, and we are wretched in the dunya today. Our respect, our heights, our elevation, the amount, however much it is, it's based on following the tariq of Nabi al-Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, upon adopting his sunnah. And today that same thing in front of us has become low and a minor. Rather, it's become a mockery that if you speak to somebody about practicing the sunnah, then fighting, quarrel will start home. What is this? It's not necessary. Where's this written? Because we don't have to do this in today's generation. And all of the cure for the humanity is on the tariqah lifestyle and the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Today the situation is such that a person, he's scared, the alim, of speaking from the minbar. I don't want to upset people. Or they'll be upset. They'll mind if you tell somebody to keep a beard. And the committee chairman, he hasn't got a beard. He'll take Maulana Sahib out. He'll say, "You're telling me to keep the beard?" In other words, this is the fitna. This is called the Jali fitna. The Jali fitna, that purposely we have a deen, but that deen you cannot explain it openly. You cannot give the bayan on it. You're afraid or scared in the heart, or he'll be upset, or he'll take it badly, or he'll take it up to you. Rather, the deen is such. So the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he gave us those teachings of humanity that no qawm, no people can compare. Our uruj, elevation, high status, progression, promotion, everything for us is based on following the tariqah and the sunnah of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. My brothers, grab hold of this, bring your children towards this. The sunnahs, kitabs, buy them, purchase them. Every day before sleeping, teach your children a sunnah. And the way to teach them the tariqah is buy the book, purchase the book. And it's not about completing that kitab, that repeatedly explain the sunnahs to them. Sleeping sunnahs, eating sunnahs, sitting sunnahs, going to the toilet sunnahs, meeting the mother and father sunnahs, how to go into the house, and how to live in the house, and how to make connection with people sunnahs, how to come to the masjid sunnahs, how to sit in the masjid, the adab, how to leave the masjid, the adab, the respect of wearing the shoes, how to take off the shoes, how to urinate, how to do the bigger stool, the toilet. There's no action that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam sunnah has not covered. There's two things here. There's a cure here, and this is ibadah, cure, and it's a worship. What a great action. And we reject this. No, let's leave it, we don't need to do this. Oh, he'll grow up, he'll do it. Oh, it's not necessary yet for him to do it. For her to do it. In the questions in the grave will be based on this. That what do you know about this person? Will be asking, this is in it, man rabbukum, man rasulukum, about Allah, then about Allah's Nabi. These are two questions that will take place in the grave. How will we answer for this in the grave? If we don't know, we haven't got understanding of what it is. We never practice on it. Yes, we don't know about that. We don't know that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came with something for us, and our hearts don't pain. We see in our home, outside, somebody is killing a sunnah, disregarding sunnah, well, our heart doesn't feel pain. We don't want to remind anybody. Ourselves, tell me. We don't even mind if they leave the sunnah. I say, okay, everyone's doing it today. What difference does it make? This day and age. There's no deen in our lives, and the whole deen is this. The whole deen is this. So I was always saying that the sickness is in us, around us today in society. What's the reason for this? Whilst you're praying salah, you leave salah, you don't feel like praying salah, you leave dhikr, you don't enjoy dhikr. Where do all of these negativities come from? Suddenly, whilst you're doing something, you run away, you take a U-turn, you leave the action, you discard it. We have given this a name, laziness we call it. I don't enjoy it. I don't feel like it. My heart doesn't feel like it. We have given them these terms. In reality, Allah's Nabi says that this is not the root cause. There's a name for this. And what is that? Allah's Nabi has given this a name. This is called waswasa. In English, negative thoughts. These are thoughts that arise within us, inside us. These are thinking modes that arise within us, that overtake us. Our emotion, our nature, our ideology, our mindset, our thoughts overtake them. They control our life. They control our life. That we are not the owners of our body or our emotions. We're not the malik. Rather our thoughts, the negative waswasa, they are driving our movements all day long. Waswasa says, oh, leave it, you don't need to do this. Then I leave that. Waswasa says, I don't feel like doing it, I leave it. Yes, we know if I do dhikr, it's benefit. Waswasa says, no, leave it, no need to do it. Oh, it's okay, we ain't got time. Okay, I'll go, I don't need to go to the masjid, I'll pray at home. In other words, your waswasa is controlling you. Allah's deen is not controlling you. Yes, what a big disease and sickness amongst us, within us. The reason is that waswasa is controlling the human being. You don't understand what I'm saying? You don't understand? It's not a jinn, it's not a ghost, it's not magic, it's not a spell. And how quickly the ghosts and the spells and do you think jinns don't have anything else to do in life? Yeah, they have many other things they have to do. They've got their issues and problems. They have to get married, children, dunya, like us. They're not bothered with us. We are our own jinns, biggest jinns are ourselves. Why? Because we've left the tariqah Allah and His Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we ourselves are the jinns. So what's the reason for this? Waswasa. The negative evil thoughts. All evil thoughts. You're sitting down, you're talking nicely, suddenly the wife's mood switches off. What's happened to her suddenly? What's it? You sit there talking, you start fighting, quarreling. The child is there, he starts arguing when he comes home. The child. Yes, one gets angry, the other one, where's the anger come from? Where did this anger come from? You just did dhikr, prayed salah, then where did the anger come from? Where's the control gone? So what is this? Allah's Nabi said is waswasa. Waswasa. Where does this come from? Rasulullah also told us where this comes from. Imam Bukhari's hadith I'm sharing with you. Imam Bukhari, I'm not talking to you from my opinions. This is a musnad confirmed kitab after the Quran, most of all. And this hadith, Hazrat Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhu narrates this hadith. Okay, so where did this come from then? The waswasa. Allah's Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam explained that Ibn Abbas, waswasa that controls the human being, that controls the nature of that person. How does it arise and develop? Stated Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam that waswasa, how does it arise within a person? It's shaitan who with the heart of a person, he stuck to the heart and sat with the heart of the person, shaitan. Yes, and that here Rasulullah has scanned and analyzed this sickness. You know, people say there's a tumor in the brain. We do a brain scan, then we see is there a small tumor, big tumor, is it spreading, developing? They say you got this sickness, they scan you, CT scan, analyze your body. So our beloved Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to scan all of these sicknesses for us. What a great scan he carried out. He has told us that where's waswasa rise? It is waswasa that controls you. And you cannot cure this waswasa with any remedy. Because where's it coming from? The heart. Inside the heart, shaitan, he's stuck to the heart. Shaitan. He's stuck to it. Allah's Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is telling us, Sahih Bukhari hadith. Everyone inside him, the shaitan stuck to that person. Because he's attacked the heart of that person. Shaitan. And inside the heart, he's controlling the individual. Whatever he wants shaitan for the human being to do, then he creates a waswasa within that person. How does he create the waswasa? Rasulullah explained as well. That is like a mosquito. And you know the mosquito has the bite. And it bites. So shaitan, he bites into the heart of the believer. As soon as he bites on the heart, then all the waswasa spreads through the body of that believer. Waswasa. So this is happening inside us. We don't even know this. So waswasa, whoever you fight with, shaitan wants you to fight with, argue with, leave or do or nothing, you want to leave you salah. So he controls that human being through that waswasa. In every way. That you'll be stood for salah, he'll make you stand for salah, then he'll put waswasa inside during salah. He doesn't know what did I read, what did I recite. People complain regularly. That they'll bring you towards reciting Quran. You won't know, am I reciting Quran? What did I recite? I don't understand it. What did I read? What did I not read? Yeah, he'll put you onto that. So he does his work. In all days, moments, he's controlling individuals. He doesn't want them to practice. So what is it? Shaitan is stuck to that. These are the words of the hadith. He's stuck to the heart. Then he creates the waswasa. He injects the heart. He bites the heart and he enjoys shaitan. Enjoys seeing the effect and he controls that lifestyle of that person. Subhanallah. So Allah's Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam then said that listen to this carefully. The cure. That when a person does the dhikr of Allah, remembers Allah, subhanallah, soon as he does the dhikr of Allah, then shaitan immediately he runs away from that person. He runs away from suddenly that grip, you know, his kingdom over that heart, his leadership of the heart, he leaves the heart and runs away. So much Allah Ta'ala has instilled power in the dhikr, in his remembrance, that shaitan, he's got power, he's controlling the human being, he bites the heart, he does everything. But with the dhikr of Allah, in front of the dhikr of Allah, shaitan melts like wood into water. He melts. He withers away. So it's stated, Rasulullah says, as soon as he starts doing dhikr of Allah, shaitan's destroyed there, he leaves, he runs away from that person. But as soon as that person leaves dhikr of Allah, discards dhikr of Allah, then suddenly shaitan comes back and he's waiting at the border. As soon as he stops doing dhikr, then I'll go inside him again. As a Mujaddad al-Afthani rahmatullah alayhi, when he read this hadith, he thought, whilst he was doing Maraqabah, what a great Sheikh Mujaddad al-Afthani rahmatullah. Tell me, from who we have learnt his chain, his order. We are in. So he said, suddenly I thought, that how does he inject waswasa? Allah? And that these were people who spoke to Allah, the walis of Allah. He said, Allah, show me this. I'd like to see with my eyes. What is this feature where shaitan injects a person's heart and does waswasa? That man, Hazrat Mujaddad, that not for a second ever was he lazy or negligent from the dhikr of Allah. I said, okay. So then Allah Ta'ala allowed him to see. He saw in the heart, he saw the scene, his heart was clean. Allah said, leave dhikr. So just for a moment he left dhikr. Suddenly, that same moment shaitan entered the heart. And he saw, just like Allah's Nabi said, just like a mosquito, he was in the form of a mosquito, he stuck to the heart and he took out his bite. And Mujaddad al-Aftaliyam, they said that he suddenly bit the heart. He said, at that time my hal became such that totally, it was like I'm empty and void. It was a void inside. Imagine his maqam, he felt that. He said, suddenly my eyes opened and immediately I started doing dhikr of Allah. He said, then I pulled myself together. And I rejected the shaitan at the time. I was free from shaitan. Imagine that experience. And we walking, talking, we're wasteful human beings. Why? We don't do dhikr of Allah. If we do dhikr of Allah, we'll pick up the tasbih, okay, la ilaha illallah, we'll do a bit. But dhikr, what should we do? The dhikr inside the heart we need to do. This is called qalbi dhikr. Dhikr within the heart. You know, maraqabah that we do, this is called qalbi dhikr, dhikr within the heart. One is the kalimat that we'll recite in the beginning. That's verbal dhikr with the tongue. They have their effects and benefits. But the real, genuine dhikr, from which you can be saved from shaitan, that's qalbi dhikr, dhikr within the heart. But it's sad to say that after learning qalbi dhikr, what do we think? And I'm speaking now, addressing my murids, the students. What do we think about dhikr? What should we do? Just sit in the morning. We sit in some place after Fajr, after the sabak that I've given to you. Then take the tasbih. Then do tasbih, we'll do dhikr. And we've done our dhikr. What sort of dhikr is this? This is that same point. For example, after that you leave, then shaitan will come into you. Qalbi dhikr is every moment, every second, your focus, attention should be towards your heart. Every second of the day. We don't practice this. So this is the biggest misfortune and loss, that we haven't understood dhikr. We haven't understood dhikr. Our Naqshbandi Zilzala order, the first lesson of dhikr, the dhikr of the heart, it's higher than all other salasil. Hazrat Mujaddad al-Aftani Ramdan said, all the other silsilas orders, where they end, our Naqshbandi Silsila starts at that point. It starts at that point. But we think that dhikr is just, what Hazrat Sahib has told me, morning and evening, my dhikr, just do that, complete the count, 100 or whatever he said, tasbih, then I've done my dhikr. The rest of the day we think we're free. Do this, do that, read this kitab, do that action, everything fine, but your heart should train and make it accustomed to. That's why you're given more quantity. That's why the Shaykh increases the quantity. For this reason, until totally, completely, you are not detached from shaitan. But it's not easy to be detached from shaitan. All day, shaitan, Allah says, I've given you the power, the freedom, and the decisions of hell and paradise in the hands of shaitan. He sat on the heart. You're doing hajj, and he's giving you anger. In Arafat, he's making people fight. In Arafat, people are fighting and quarreling. Tell me. With me, once I was on hajj, Allah give me the tawfiq, I sat there, one brother was on hajj, and he went in Arafat, after going to Arafat, and he saw suddenly that, and he set his bedding, etc., and he was fine, young man, and he said, when's the food going to come? And he got angry. Then he started snoring. He said, oh, it's too late, we're wasting time, where's the food? What's this? Even there, shaitan destroys a person in Arafat, the plain of Arafat. There's 4 or 5 hours in your life. First time you arrive there, there's only a few hours there. All the forgiveness luggage is there, and you're sleeping. Yeah, just sleeping there. Oh, I'm tired now, I'm just going to sleep. Or anger. Who's doing this? Shaitan, wretched shaitan is doing this. Because he's controlled us. So brothers, if you're so fortunate that you've learned qalbi dhikr, the students and your heart, how to remember Allah. If you have to learn this from a Shaykh, a Wali Allah. So the Walis of Allah, they teach this free of charge. They don't charge you tax or make profit or sign a contract with you. They just, for the sake of Allah, make your heart alive. The Wali Allah. What a beautiful statement a Shaykh said. That when you go to the Shaykh, there are 2 benefits when you go to the Shaykh. Listen to this carefully. Technical point I'm telling you. This is especially for the murids, for the students. There are 2 things you attain when you go to the Shaykh. Shaykh does 2 actions. The real Shaykh I'm talking about, the Kamil, complete Shaykh. Yes? This is, listen to my statement carefully what I'm saying. 2 actions the Shaykh takes out. Number 1, the heart that is dead, he makes it alive. The Shaykh does. And number 2, listen, which is a great action. And the first action the Shaykh does, that the deceased heart that the student takes to the Shaykh, his work is to revive the heart, make it alive. And how is the heart revived? With the name of Allah. The Shaykh, Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. These were the words that Allah Ta'ala said, that read in the name of Allah to the Holy Prophet ﷺ. The whole deen came on this name of Allah. The whole deen was being given to the Holy Prophet ﷺ on this verse, Iqra bismi. Allah's name, the whole deen I'll give to you. But when will it come? When you will say Allah. Allah. Subhanallah. So that was the status of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. Imagine how Allah came from his blessed tongue. The whole deen came, Islam came. Then Allah announced, Qulu la ilaha illallah. Tell everybody that there's only one Allah. So my brothers, first action, when you go to the Shaykh, what does the Shaykh do? That the heart that's deceased, the student goes to the Shaykh with the dead heart, and with the Ism Zat Allah's name, the Shaykh makes the heart alive. What other action does he do? Do this or do this for me? No. The real work the Shaykh does at that time. And the second action the Shaykh does, this is the most important function. First function, the dead heart of the student makes alive. The second function of the Shaykh is that the nafs that's alive, he makes it dead. Subhanallah. Say aloud Subhanallah to this. Subhanallah. You will not hear this anywhere, this technical point I've just told you. You will never learn this anywhere else. This point I've just told you. You'll never learn this. This is the function of the Shaykh. The real Kamil Shaykh. That the heart that's dead, he'll make it alive. And the nafs that's alive, he'll make it dead. He'll crush it. It won't move the nafs after that. And he will suppress and crush the desires of the student. These two actions happening, then consider the Shaykh's function is being completed. Stick yourself to that teacher. Stick yourself to that teacher. And run after the teacher. Give your whole life for that teacher. Because do you get these two things in verse? How Allah's prepared His friends and sent them to this world. So my brothers, it's stated that this is the function of the Shaykh. The shaitan, he is stuck. He's stuck to the heart of a person. He injects waswasa into that person. As soon as that person does dhikr of Allah, shaitan runs away. And it's stated, what do you need to do? Not that just morning and evening you do dhikr. No. The complete, every second, your heart should be consumed in the dhikr of Allah. That's the meaning of qalbi dhikr. Your heart should be paying attention to Allah constantly. Constant. Constant isn't that you see it beating or is it not beating. No. Tawajjuh. Focus towards Allah. Tawajjuh. It's not said that your heart has to beat loudly, you have to feel the heart's beating, or some visions coming into you. No, the focus, attention of your mindset and heart should be towards Allah. Always you're thinking about Allah. This is dhikr of Allah. This you get from the sohbat-e-Shaykh, the company of the Shaykh, morning and evening, the majalis. You get these learnings every moment by staying with your Shaykh, learning with the Shaykh. Always your heart should be mutawajjah, focused with Allah. The hands in the dunya, body's in the dunya, but the heart's focused towards Allah. Your wife, children, dunya, work, do all of this. No stopping that. But your heart should be paying attention to Allah. Connected to Allah. Your heart shouldn't go anywhere else. Don't think about anything else. Just think about Allah constantly. And this you should practice regularly. So may Allah Ta'ala give us all the tawfiq. And so that may Allah Ta'ala detach us from this wretched shaitan. So we've understood one thing: whenever you get angry, your thoughts are diverted, lazy, negligent, consider this is nothing else. Shaitan stuck to our hearts. Prick up your tasbih and do the tasbih and get this shaitan out of it. Get him out of it. Understand the cure? Understand? So now don't go towards magicians and black magicians and sorcerers. Do the cure yourself. Okay, let's do dhikr for a short while. Yes, so whoever wants to learn qalbi dhikr, then learn it. You have an opportunity, because after death you won't be able to learn. Before death, learn it if you're going to learn it, okay? Yes. Recite the Rusi.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala Sayyid al-Mursaleen. Shafi al-Mursaleen. Taha wa Yasin al-Habib al-Amin. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin Nabil Ummi wa Azwajihi Muhammadin وذرياته وأهل بيته كما صليت على إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد وسلم تسليما دائما أبدا كثيرا اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وظلمنا وحزننا وجدنا خطونا ولنا كل ذلك اللهم اغفر لنا ما قدمت ما أخرت ما أسررت ما علمت أنت أعلم به أنت المقدم وأنت المؤخر ولا إله إلا أنت اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم أعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك اللهم أعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك اللهم أعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه نور عرشه زينة فرشه وعليه وصحبه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.